Hello, I'm Jenny, and this month's forecast will be for the Libra sign. But before we get into the particulars of the Libra personality and the year ahead for them, I wanted to talk about the time of year being the pivotal point of the zodiac signs. It's the middle point. And of course, we're all looking towards the winter coming in the northern hemisphere. And in the winter, of course, we've got all the midwinter festivals. We've got the Christian festival of Christmas, but we've got other festivals for other religions to mark the mid sign. So the sign of Libra, the sign of the scales. Now, I've mentioned before in my film clips about the kind of thing in our head that is a pivotal point. We've got the negative and the positive, but it's not just like that. It comes from the pineal gland. And I then think of something that marks that, the star. And then it took me into thoughts of the wise men that came from the east. Now, those wise men in those days, in the biblical times, we would say they were astrologers and astronomers. Of course, today people might laugh and joke about astrology. It's not taken as seriously these days by some people. But I think that the ancient people had time. There was no electronic equipment that we've got today to distract them, no TV, nothing like that. So they had years and years, thousands of years, to study the stars. And of course, they then connected the personalities with the time of year and the sign that was representing that time of year. And so the sign of Libra, the same as all the other signs, has its, we might say, positive, negative in the personality, positive traits, negative traits. But of course, we're all connected to our families, and the things that we grow up with and the things that we start out with in our life will mould us to some degree, and that's where we have our differences. It's my belief that our fate is perhaps mapped out mainly for about 80% of the time, but we have got something called free will, and that free will, we can use that free will when we're making decisions. Now, Libra are very good at standing back when they're looking at other people's issues, so they make good arbitrators, or they would be good judges to see what's going on for others. But they do find it quite difficult when they have to make a decision for themselves. And when they make a decision for themselves, they sometimes miss out because they wait too long. And they're the scales, if we like, it's between head and heart. Do they go with the heart? Do they go with the head? And of that, of course, is personal to each individual Libra person. So on love matters, they are connected to Venus, the goddess of love and femininity. And therefore, we can say it's not just the female members of the Libra tribe, the male as well would have that affinity with anything creative. And you know that I believe in the Father, Mother God of creation, and that I believe the signs are there for us all to see, hence that's the work that I do. So I've got 3 cards out to represent what's happening in the year ahead for the Libra person. We've got the Sun card, which is considered one of the luckiest cards or happiest cards to have in a reading. So they can look forward either to travel or to something brightening up their life in some way. Now, that might come after a period of change. I drew out, thinking of the Libra people that I know, the Wheel of Fortune. And it's strange because I have thought of the Wheel of Fortune as being rather like the scales, like the Tree of Life, which anybody that knows me knows that I go on about Odin and the Tree of Life. And whilst he's hanging there, not able to move, he thinks up the first alphabet. So if we have a period of inactivity or something stops us in our tracks from doing what we want to do, which looks likely for the Libra people in the not too distant future, whilst we're waiting for the wheel to turn again to bring change for us, it may give them a chance to stand back and assess everything in their life. So I think it will be a time of assessment. But I do think also, with the Wheel of Fortune being reversed, that many other people will affect the Libras in the year ahead. So all their friends and family, there might be a lot of people having change, and that will sort of bounce back on the Libra as well. The only thing that they will be concerned with as we start the new year will be a foundation for something going forward. And they can put their mind to that between January and March. That will be a good time to make foundations for going ahead with the plans, whatever they be, whether they be work plans, domestic plans. Now we're going to do the Sands of Egypt for the Libra sign. Now when I do this, I put 3 pinches of sand, 3 being the magic number with divination, Father, Son, Holy Ghost. We're bowing to the divinity. And when I look in the pyramid, the crystal pyramid, I will see what we can see for Libra. Well, first of all, I see a large tree, rather like a Christmas tree. And then inside it, almost as if it's giving birth to a smaller Christmas tree. Therefore, I think that the 2-year period is going to be very significant. And I think that plans made now, between now and January, are going to take them forward into that following year. So 26, 27. And it's almost like they're giving birth to something new in that time. Now, of course, some of them might be actually pregnant, but the other thing is the birth of the ideas. Remember, Odin thought up the idea when he was in a cleft stick, when he couldn't move on one thing. He thought of the idea of the alphabet. So it won't be a waste of time if you're holding back. I think that sometimes can be the Libra's downfall, holding back. But in this case, it may be time for assessment. When they're denied one thing, time to assess the whole picture of their life. And I do think it's going to be more fruitful. But I do think they will get sidetracked by family. And I think the family discussion may take place for many of the Libras. And if there's a Taurus person present at the family discussion, that might be particularly pertinent to changes of a domestic nature. I also think there will be some soul searching for some of the Libra sign. Number 3's come up in the crystal, and number 3 is shown me next to a sign which looks almost like a Christmas card. It looks like the type of Christmas card where you get a post standing in a field of snow and a robin on the top of the post. And the number 3 is near to that. So watch for the dates near to Christmas, both December, January, that contain the number 3. But if 3 comes up for some other reason, door number, age number, 3, 23, 33, 30, anything with a 3 in might be particularly important. Now, because it's shown me with the bird sat on the post, it might be a time for what the little bird says, the secrets to be spoken about, to come out, and that's where perhaps that family discussion might take place. And I think that if it's not the Taurus present at the family discussion, then there may be something that links with the Taurus to come later. We move from the 3 then, and I think that there's going to be, when you see 4 and 3 together, so 34, 43, or the 3rd of the 4th, the 4th of the 3rd, anything with those 2 numbers in is where we see things blossoming for you. Now I'm looking at the roots of the tree, and the roots of the tree are showing me the sign for infinity, the figure 8. So I think that there's going to be some looking back at the roots of your life and perhaps your family roots, and maybe the family in the past has moulded something that's still relevant today within that Libra family. But they may be thinking very spiritual thoughts in the Libra personality in the year ahead, and I think that that will be a good thing. To finish off with, the runes that I've drawn are Taurus again, so the Taurus is significant. For finances, January is the most important month. March for the family matters. Travel, anything connected with the Scorpio or the initial M will be significant. A few bridges to cross where money matters connecting with people in charge, the boss, the hierarchy, the government, the landlord, especially around February. But the highlight for them will be something that takes them from A to B, and that will definitely connect with the Taurus in some way, the person or time of year. So that's about it for this month. Thanks for listening. Lots of love to everyone, and thanks for those who've bought my book. I'm on my way to sending quite a substantial amount to the scleroderma research in London with Professor Denton. So thank you very much, and I'll say bye-bye for this month. See you next month.